So MARCOM, as you know, located in Northwood, UK, that's the Maritime Component Commander. I work for a 3-star Royal Navy officer who is our commander. He is the Combined Force Maritime Component Commander and the principal advisor on all things maritime upward to shape. And so we have 3 joint areas of operation that exist inside the NATO AOR. And so while he is the principal advisor for all of it, there's a 1-star at MARCOM that's assigned to each of those 3 joint areas of operation. My particular one happens to be JOA Southeast, so it's the southern part of Europe and the Mediterranean into the Black Sea. So that's kind of my role there. So not only do we have OPCON as the CTF, the Combined Task Force for all NATO submarines, we also have responsibility for anti-submarine warfare in the NATO AOR, which extends beyond just submarines. That's all assets that have any sort of sensor or ability to track submarines. But then we also have this Maritime Component Commander piece where it's my job to deliver all the effects necessary or ordered by SHAPE or ordered by my boss at MARCOM to maintain the sea lines of communication open in the Mediterranean. NATO is all about deter and defend and assure each of our 32 partners and allies here. And so the submarine force brings that sort of unknown covert posture. Many of the domains that we operate in have some covert aspect, and many of them are very overt. The submarine force primarily operates in the covert area until called upon. We can do some overt things, but to have that sort of sensor, that platform that's out there listening, detecting, monitoring, but also has quite a nice ordnance aspect should we need to defend, that's very important. The submarine brings a heavyweight torpedo that is very good if we need to counter any adversary submarine force aspect. And then many of our submarines also have other capabilities and ordnance on board that extend beyond just torpedo. And so that is an important part of the deterrent aspect of our culture here in NATO. There's some obvious things, in the submarine force perspective, our adversaries have for my entire 30-year naval career, our adversaries have put a lot of investment in their submarine force. I have not seen a change in their investment, and so that's a continual threat that we're constantly monitoring and tracking. I think the adversary also is working in, there's different phrases, but some sort of hybrid or activities, threats that are more difficult for us to attribute. And so that's a challenge for us too. And when you bring 32 nations together that each individually has skill sets, that creates quite a powerful complement with exquisite level detail and skill for us to be able to monitor and then be able to defend and deter against. Yeah, so Marlin, this concept kind of grew almost literally 12 months. The day that Sweden joined NATO, we had a Swedish submarine flying a NATO flag, OPCON, that very day for us, and then Finland as well. So when we put all this together, we generally, for decades have had ASW exercises in the high north and in the Mediterranean, where we had a lot of submarine operations and capability. And with the addition of Sweden and Finland, it makes complete sense that we needed to formally establish as NATO our expertise in the Baltic. We had individual nations very skilled in that area, but as NATO, we hadn't brought all that together. So now we have an ASW exercise, and these are robust exercises. They involve all domains of activity and much more robust with duration and complexity than I've even experienced over my 30 years. I mean, these are very, we're getting after it in the ASW from a training and readiness perspective. And so now we have that practice, that skill set in each of our joint areas of operation. each of our nations has a large amount of balance that has to be done between the demands placed on all of us and budget constraints and costs of things today. But the submarine brings some deterrent effects that are just, you just can't recreate them in any other venue. You can put a submarine places that you just can't put a surface ship. You can gather intelligence that you just can't get any other way. And you can have them sitting there ready at a moment's notice without anybody really recognizing or understanding. So in time of crisis or conflict, we're already up close and personal with our submarine operations that just can't be achieved in any other way. So the recapitalization, the new submarine programs that are underway right now within NATO countries, huge benefit to us in our ability to maintain the deterrent effect against all of our adversaries.